Chancellor Nicholas Dirks, who is not here, Sid Reel, Director of Staff Diversity Initiatives and Chair of the Now Conference Planning Committee, Christina Bentley, her rock star assistant, the Now Conference Planning Committee, the volunteers, the AV people, the book people, thank you so much for putting on this incredible event. Isn't this an incredible event? And what a place for it. I'm really honored to be here. I was looking at some of the accomplishments of the University of California at Berkeley. Things like all the Nobel Prize winners. A lot of them. Some of them still here. Discoveries, vitamin A and K, multiple chemical elements, the first synthetic anti-malarial drug. The demise of the dinosaurs, they figured out how that happened. Home of the free speech movement, a Trump supporter at the Republican convention. The people in this institution are innovators and trailblazers and risk takers and change agents, and I can't think of a better place to be and have a conversation about change, and that's why most of you are here today, because you're considering making changes, whether they're small or they're big, to your career. Is that true? So it's the perfect setting to talk about change. And did you know that 5 to 10% of the American workforce now change their careers, their jobs, every year? Organizations are adjusting to this. An individual in their lifetime will change their jobs between 7 and 12 times. We're either coming from change, we're in change, or we're heading towards change. And we don't always get to choose how it arrives. Agreed? Sometimes it's involuntary. We didn't pick it. It picked us. Sometimes it's voluntary. We're choosing it. Sometimes it's expected. We've had a little bit of notice. And other times it's abrupt. But what you can pretty much guarantee about change is it is very likely going to it's like aging. It shows up when you least want it to. And it causes disruption, and it aggravates fears and self-doubt. So it helps to have tools to be able to maneuver through this change when it comes. Over the last 10 or so years, I've worked across 4 continents with multiple types of organizations. I've worked with teams, and I've worked with individuals. So I've coached a lot of different kinds of people. And I've discovered these patterns and themes. And today I'm going to share with you the 3 mistakes that I see people who are moving through change in their career, 3 mistakes that they make that slow them down or stop their progress. And I'm sharing these with you for why, because then you know what they are and you can choose to do something different. Would that be good? So whatever change you're looking at in your world right now, whether it's a 180-degree change, you're trying to figure out how to do that. Whether you're trying to figure out just how to get to the next place. Whether you're contemplating an important conversation that you want to have that you believe could change everything in your workplace. Or whether you're embracing new skills and trying to figure out whether you can do that or not, whether you're going to succeed. Wherever you are, whatever you're contemplating, I'm so happy that you're sitting in this room today. And all of you up there as well. Welcome. I am going to invite participation in the next few minutes that we have together. Some of you are going to enjoy it. Some of you are really not going to like it. And one of the things we're going to do is called a clap, clap, whoosh, which we're all going to practice together right now. So this is for Sid Reel, for Christina Bentley, for the Now Conference Planning Committee, for all the volunteers and the amazing people. Now, when we clap, clap, whoosh, we're a room of people, we have to whoosh upwards. I'm going to show you what this is. I know some of your brains are going, well, what is it? It looks like this. Just watch. Clap, clap, whoosh. And when you're whooshing, you're sending what? Appreciation, gratitude, and energy, because they need it. So we're going to give a clap, clap, whoosh of appreciation to all the people who've put on this incredible event. Are you ready? Yeah. After 3, 1, 2, 3, clap, clap, whoosh. That was beautiful. That is one of the best first out of the gate clap, clap wishes I've ever experienced. You're awesome. All right, let's dive in. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with the number 3 mistake. And I really like drum rolls. So if you could give me a drum roll, please. The number 3 mistake career transitioners make is called lone wolf. What is it called, please?
Lone wolf.
Thank you. Lone wolf. John Cacioppo, a psychologist at the University of Chicago, he conducted a study. And what he found was that if you take 2 people and you put them in the same situation, so maybe they're dealing with a departmental shift. Something's happening in the department. Same situation. The one that lacks some connection, social close relationships in their world, the one that's experiencing social isolation will experience more stress than the one that has connections and relationships. So playing lone wolf, doing things alone, it really slows down progress when you're moving through a change. Because being able to talk to people about what's happening with you and get advice and feedback is so incredibly important. We can't do these things alone. There are 3 areas that I see people playing lone wolf in. The first one is their skills. So if you're playing lone wolf in skills, it means I'm struggling with this thing, but I'm not asking for help with it. So an example of some skills would be how to identify and talk about what I'm good at. Some people really struggle with that. I just don't know how to put it into words, and I don't know how to put it into writing. It could be, do I need to take additional trainings or not? And what are they? It could be, how do I design a strategy and a plan for my career? I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to organize myself around this. It could be how to network for your style. Maybe you're an introvert, not an extrovert. If you are, that was a great whoosh that you were part of. How to follow up, how to negotiate, how to write a resume, how to interview, how to write a cover letter. Some people need more help than others with their cover letters. Here's an example for you. This person may need a little help out of the lone wolf syndrome. Application for employment. I refer to the recent death of the technical manager at your company and hereby apply for the replacement of the deceased manager. Each time I apply for a job, I get a reply that there's no vacancy. But in this case, I have caught you red-handed. And you have no excuse, because I even attended the funeral to be sure that he was truly dead and buried before applying. Attached to my letter is a copy of my CV and his death certificate. The second area I see people playing lone wolf in is the emotional area. Managing difficult emotions, anger, sadness, apathy, depression, all the kinds of things that come up, irritation. You know, if you find yourself every morning when you get up to go to work racing people on the freeway and cutting them off, something's going on there. You might need a little support. Having safe communities to go to for advice, to get feedback about what's working, what's not working. These things are really important for the emotional side of it. The inner game, from my experience, is the biggest percentage of the challenge that you face when you're going through a change. And the third area I see people playing lone wolf in is called clear goal. I'm not really clear what I want. I'm not really clear if I have what it takes to have what I want, or I'm not really clear how to get to what it is I want. We're going to talk more about the clarity piece in a few minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, mentally in your mind or on a piece of paper if you have it, which would be great, write down where you're playing lone wolf the most. Some of you, I know, you've got all 3 going on. That's fine. It happens. Pick the biggest right now. So mentally note, where am I most playing lone wolf? Is it skills? Is it your emotional area? Or is it a lack of clarity around where you're going? Now I'd like to hear, what do you fear will happen if you ask for support in that area? What are the kind of fears that come up for people when they go to ask for support around how to conduct an interview, or how to figure out what's next for them, or if they've got the best skills for where they want to go? What kind of fears come up? Just shout it out. Judgment shows weakness.
They don't have what it takes to get the job done.
They fear they don't have what it takes to get the job done. Yes, thank you.
Insecurity.
Insecurity, what kind of insecurity? Emotional insecurity? Fear of rejection, yes. Thank you. And what are the benefits of getting support? What are some of the benefits of getting support?
Different perspective.
Being connected?
Perspective.
Perspective, yes, a different perspective on your situation, excellent. Say it again. Tranquility, it really can. You can find some peace around it. And the other one? Or were you saying it together? Validation. Validation can be really important. Thank you. So identify one step that you can take in this area if you're playing lone wolf. We're going really fast through these. It's almost worth writing. It's actually worth writing these questions down and exploring them for yourself as a solution to lone wolf. Go deeper. Find out what's going on under the surface. So one step you can take. I got a book, ladies and gentlemen. It's sitting right outside that door. I'm going to be joining it pretty soon. In the book, it'll show you not only how to design your own strategy, it's all laid out, but also how to deal with some of the emotional ups and downs, because I think those are the two parts of moving through a career change effectively. I also want to offer you, this is it's a Career Clarity Forum. You text the word forum to 444999, and you can become a member, and it's a free resource for you. You can ask questions every month and get answers to your questions. So there's some resources. So the number 3 mistake is called lone wolf. What is it called, please?
Lone wolf.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to go to number 2. Drum roll, please. More of a drum roll, please. The number 2 mistake, ladies and gentlemen, is called the checkout line. In the checkout line, there are 3 strategies that people tend to use when they're in the checkout line. And the checkout line is the distance between where I am and where I actually want to be. The first strategy is called the cliffhanger. Now, the cliffhangers, these are the non-planners. These are the wait until the last minute people. They know change is coming. They've either been told it, they've seen it, or they sense it. They know it's coming and they're not getting into action. And we watch them eating our popcorn, wondering how this is going to play out for them. And then all of a sudden, change knocks on the door, and it goes, I'm here, and the cliffhangers go, oh, and they suddenly get into action, and we pause our popcorn eating, because really, how is this going to play out? It's like watching that scene in Indiana Jones when he's getting chased down, the temple with the big boulder. It's like he's running for his life. So that's the cliffhangers. The second strategy for the checkout line is called the demise of the hokey pokey, and it looks a little bit like this. You put your right leg in, research a few positions, talk to a few people. I'm feeling pretty positive. I think this is going to go well. Right leg out, take a little bit of a break, get onto Facebook, catch up with a few friends, go for a hike. I'm feeling positive about this next chapter of my life. In, do more research, apply to a few positions, make a mental note to follow up with those really useful contacts that I have that could absolutely change everything for me. Prepare myself for that difficult conversation. Apply for a few positions that are out there. Interesting opportunities. Out. A month has gone by and nothing has changed. How is that? This is harder than I thought it was going to be. I think I'm going to have a glass of wine. That'll help me focus. And I've just got to do it. I've just got to get this research done. I really need to follow up with those people. If I just get it on my calendar, I know I can do this. Out. I can't believe I didn't get that position. How is that? I was perfectly qualified. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe I don't have the skills I think I have. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe they Googled me and they found out about that trip to Mexico. That's it. It's pizza and movie month for me every night. That's what I'm doing. You shake it all about. I can do this. No, I can't. I know exactly what I need to do. But I don't believe it's going to work. I am a catch. I have nothing to offer. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the demise of the hokey pokey. And the third strategy of the checkout line is called slow burn. Now, most of you have heard the story of the frog in the boiling water. And if you turn the heat on ever so low and heat it up ever so slowly, the frog is going to slowly boil itself to death, but not know it. It's a myth, but it's a good story, and it emphasizes the point of the slow burn. So it's hard to know when you're in slow burn when it sort of started. It might be that you got a piece of news, you ate a donut, and that was the beginning of it, but sometimes it's hard to tell. You identify slow burn by looking back. There might be a gradual increase in Facebook time, Breaking Bad time, Game of Thrones time, Chardonnay time, chocolate time, staring into space time, up and down of emotions, clutter, and perfectionism. And a gradual decrease in positive outlook, belief in self, trusting or believing that things are actually going to work out, ability to self-motivate gets harder and energy gets lower. The solution to any of these is to self-identify. So very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give you the opportunity to self-identify. So if you're in, I would like to invite you cliffhangers out there. If you're a cliffhanger, please stand up. Please stand up. Be brave. The second one of you, yes. Oh, there's more of you in this room. I know it. Thank you. Stay standing. Stay standing. Another one. This is excellent. That takes so much courage to do that. Ladies over here, we're going to give them a clap, clap, whoosh. Ready? Whoosh. Thank you so much for your bravery. Have a seat. Demise of the hokey pokiers. Where are you? Stand, please. Demise of the hokey pokiers. Whoa, there's more of you. Demise of the hokey, but let's give them a clap, clap, whoosh. Whoosh. Thank you. Have a seat. And slow burners, if you're actually aware you're slow burning, please stand up. Very good. Thank you very much. Clap, clap. Stay standing. Clap, clap, whoosh. Excellent. Now, what helps is after you've self-identified to choose one thing you're going to stop. I heard somebody talking about this earlier. Stop spending the weekend alone. No complaining for 5 days. Then you can catch up after that. I'm going to put down the 4th whiskey shot. That's it. It's only 3 for me tonight. Start one thing. Join a social group. Go walking every Wednesday. Choose one thing you've been talking yourself out of and go and do it. So choose one thing you're going to do and start one thing, and then get it on your calendar. So important. All right, ladies and gentlemen, what was the number 2 mistake, please? Checkout line. Thank you very much. And the number 1 mistake the career transitioners make is called muddy mind. What is it called, please? Muddy mind. Thank you. So I'm going to share some scenarios. These are past clients that I work with who are experiencing muddy mind, and you can self-identify what matches where you are, if it's where you are. So Anne was going for secretarial jobs when she actually wanted to be an office manager. But she didn't know how to translate her skills verbally or in the written form so that she would qualify for that position. So as we worked on that and her language around it and her own confidence, she got hired as an office manager. This is called, I don't know if I qualify for what I want. This is a form of muddy mind. I don't know if I qualify for what I want. Sundar was a VP of engineering, and he couldn't get hired. Basically, his mojo was off. He was really not sort of in his energy was down. He was probably slow burning. Actually, that's probably what was happening. And as we got him back, got his energy moving and running again, he got hired, and he got hired quite quickly. This comes under, I'm doing all the right things, but I'm not progressing, and I don't understand why. Sophia worked for an international nonprofit as a project coordinator, was not enjoying where she was very much, thought she was going to have to leave. We got into a conversation about that and surfaced that she was actually interested in organizational behavioral management. Once she got clear about that, she went back to the organization, presented them with her interest, and they gave her some opportunities. She didn't end up leaving. And that's called, something needs to change, but I'm not really sure what it is. There's also, I want a combination of 2 or 3 different things, and I don't know how to pull it together. And there's also just the plain, I don't know what I want. I'm really unfocused. These are all examples of muddy mind. Now, here's the thing about getting clear. It can be really daunting to get clear. There's the parts that go, yeah, I'm going to get clear, and I'm going to make more money, and I'm going to have more holidays and spend less time working. I'm going to use these skills I've always wanted to use, and I'm excited, and I'm ready for this. And then there's the parts that get activated that say things like, do I have what it takes? What if what happened before happens again? These worries, these concerns come up. So when you're standing in the middle of these two parts, you can find yourself in that muddy mind place, when what you really want to do is move forwards. So when we have conflicting parts inside of us, it's time to have a conversation with them. Again, in the book, Out There, I'll Be Out There, in there, I give you a strategy to actually get the part, if you're experiencing this conflict of parts, a way to actually get them on the same team so that you can move forwards to what it is that you want, what inspires you, what your vision is, clarifying that for yourself. I also want to give you something else. I want to give you what's called the Job Clarity Matrix. This is a process. Again, you can text to this number and put the word clarity in. This is a process. Most people focus on one area when they're looking for a new position, which is the job description. The job description. But there are actually 4 areas to look at when you want to make a change. The matrix will give you that. You can clarify the whole picture. It'll not only empower you in your situation, but it'll also show you where you want to negotiate, where to focus yourself, and what steps you need to take next. So we've shared the 3 mistakes, lone wolf, checkout line, and muddy mind, and I've offered you some resources and solutions, and I want to end with a story. Nelson Mandela, who, by the way, also has a connection to Berkeley, I don't know if you knew that, but he, in 1990, he spoke in Oakland, and he acknowledged the student group Campaign Against Apartheid for their role in ending white minority rule in South Africa. So I thought he was the perfect person to end with. But he went to jail for 27 years. And this was the sentence he couldn't have anticipated. 27 years of fighting for basic human rights and becoming the man that he became in order to lead South Africa. When he came out of jail, he was asked how it was that he didn't carry his bitterness with him. And here's what he said. He said, as I was walking out of the door towards the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew that if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind me, I would still be in prison. And as we're walking out of the door away from what we've known and facing our own external and internal and real and imagined challenges as we go, it's really important to remember that we're also walking towards the gate of our own possibilities, of our own freedom. And the decisions that we make along the way will determine what's on the other side of that gate. So there are resources outside of you, and there is value inside of you that you have not yet thought of, that you've not yet tapped into. So I'm inviting you to tap in. And today, make one decision. Take one step that'll help activate your hokey pokey, turn the heat off the slow burn, have you climb back on top of that cliff you're hanging off, shake the mud from your mind, and cause you to join the other wolves. Because together, ladies and gentlemen, we're stronger, together we're faster, and together we're braver. I wish you so much success with whatever your next step is. Make it a courageous one, because this next chapter in your life could absolutely be your best one yet. Thank you.